Aloha, beauties. Welcome to A Better World with Adrienne. I am so excited to channel and share the second installment of the Ancient Elementals series for you today. And this is fire. So this is a very important series that I'm sharing with you to really anchor in the ancient codes of the elementals for us all to use as the true bedrock technology of building a better world. So if you are here in this community, if you resonate with my podcast, not only do you believe in a better world, you believe in taking action on making that better world. And you are deeply spiritual. You are a mystic. You have gifts to share. You love growth and transformation. You love healing modalities. Like, you are obsessed with becoming the truest version of yourself so that not only you can live your dream life, but what happens when we all live our dreams, we create a dream world. And so today we are going beyond the self-help, coaching industry, which, if you know me and my work at all, you know that I really don't resonate with a lot of it. Like, I am a shaman. I am a keeper of codes. And so today, in this whole series, we are leaning into those codes for your access point to the truth, to source, to the stars, to your spirituality, to your real self, and to learn about these energies and then implement them as ceremonies and relationships in your life. So that's what we're doing today. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the space. Welcome to the ancient elemental fire. So before the transmission begins, let us call upon the altar. The altar is the ancient practice of setting the stage and saying thank you for spirit in advance. Thank you in advance, spirit. And so on the altar, I have a burning unscented candle because, yes, fire is at the center of the altar today as the elemental we are channeling, learning from. I have my dark red crystals. This represents the root chakra, and the color, the red and the orange and the yellow, it's all about fire and safety and power and creativity. And so leaning into that rooted expression of the fire element, I have a photo of my inner child who reminds me of the fire within, the burning passion, the burning delight, the burning desire to just go. I have 5 Ganeshas on the altar today. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Removing all obstacles for this transmission. And the number 5 represents great, great change. So thank you, thank you, thank you, Spirit. I have a white rose on the altar representing the purity of a new beginning that happens in every single moment. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And now let us connect our breath. Let us connect our channel for the transmission. Begin emptying out completely. And this is how we connect, dear listener, my soul to your soul, and all of our souls to a higher frequency that I allow to channel through me, which includes fire. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. Shake off your arms, shake off your arms, shake off your arms. Let everything from the day leading up to this point go. Inhale through your nose. Exhale out the mouth. Feel your heart space expand. Last one. Inhale through the nose. Hold at the top, feel your third eye open and see a flame in your third eye. It's a flame of fire. And I want you to set an intention with the element of fire. Are you here to learn? Are you here to expand? Are you here to grow? Are you here to heal? Are you here to just listen? Holding that fire. Exhale out the mouth. Gently opening your eyes, fluttering them open. We now open the transmission for the ancient elementals, fire. So this is the second installment in a 4-part series where I'm doing a deep dive on the ancient elementals as a very, very, very important part of a better world. So a better world will be built on the new ancient earth. Everybody says new earth, new earth. What is new earth? New earth is literally birthing heaven on earth. New earth is going back to the ancient codes, going back to right relationship with spirit, right relationship with Mother Earth, right relationship with one another. You know, the pickle that we're in is not because of earth, it's because of humans. And so we get to tap into these codes that we have forgotten as the most powerful, important guideposts of our life. And so when we root and learn about these ancient elementals, it really gets us out of our smartphones. It gets us out of the scroll. It gets us out of the to-do list. It gets us out of blah, 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 bullshit, 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 and back to the truth of the way of life deep in alignment with nature, which, by the way, you are nature. You are nature. You are an animal. You, of course, are an intelligent soul. You have this thing called a bodysuit, though, and you came here as a human. And so it's really remembering all of this. And even just implementing what I share in these 4 episodes can and will change your life when you actually do it. So let's dive into fire. So fire is spicy. It's hot. It's, you know, it's very much on my mind and my heart and all the people of Hawaii, because we had in August 2024, or not 2024, August 2023 was the fires here on Maui. That was on the Lionsgate portal, the 8/8 Lionsgate portal, which is very, very significant for the element of fire, which we'll get into. But it's like, okay, there's wildfires all over the world. We had that really insane fire here. And really, when it comes down to the element of fire, I really lean into the wisdom of redwood trees. So if you don't know anything about redwood trees, they grow in Northern California, and they literally light themselves on fire so they can grow, so they can heal, so they can go through their transformation process, right? And I actually, when I first started my business, I had this mantra that I would ask myself, and it would be like this: what would redwood do? What would redwood do? And I really identified with being a redwood tree, where I had this inner fire. I had this inner fire within me, and I was rooted to deep into Mother Earth, and I could see so far because I was so tall. And it was this idea of having this inner burn and then the transmutation power. Okay. And so a redwood tree literally lights itself on fire when it's time for renewal. And that's how I view the element of fire. It's this inner fire, it's this burn, it's this renewal, and it's based in action. The fire element is not passive. So we talked about the water element, and water is our most ancient ancestor, because we are water. Like, we all don't walk around with fires inside of us. I mean, we do in terms of like passion and all of that, but our cells are not comprised of fire, right? So water is much more passive, much more flowy, much more in surrender. It's a feminine energy. Fire is masculine. Fire is passion. Fire is action. Fire is the wands in the tarot. It's all about taking action. It's all about creation. And it's that renewal. It's like, I have this, I'm willing to stoke the fire within me that's full of passion, that's full of drive, and actually act on it. Actually act on it. So this is what I really believe, you know, when we take the element of fire and we apply it to burnout, it's like, okay, people burn out because they're doing way too much busy work and not their life's work, and they don't care about it. So I heard a saying the other day. It's like, when you're living your passion, it's, oh, I'm blanking on it. I'm blanking on the quote. Maybe it'll come to me later in this episode. But it was something along the lines of, you only overwork and like, it's overwork when you don't care about it and it's busy work. But when you are in it, it's like when I'm doing something I'm obsessed with, that I care about, that I'm deeply, deeply, deeply fucking passionate about, 5 hours could go by and I don't even realize it. I could be at my desk for literally hours, and I set timers for myself to get up and go use the bathroom, go get a drink of water, because otherwise I'll forget, because I get so focused and because I care so much about what I'm doing. Okay, this is fire. This is fire. And so it's very action-based. You know, water is very in the subconscious. It's very the inner world. It's the feelings, right? Fire is not. Fire is very outward. It's very obvious. It's the burn. It's the sun. It's the planet Mars, okay? It literally is a light. It's nature's light. Fire is nature's light, and it's shining a light. It's illuminating what you care about, what you're passionate about, and then it illuminates the path for you to take action, okay? Fire illuminates the path for you as you take action. So there's this huge myth that people are like, I'm not ready to act, or I don't know what to do, or blah, 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 blah. I'm here to interrupt that with the ancient elemental of fire. Fire says, go now. The path is revealed to you. The path is illuminated as you take action. Fire is divine king. Fire is bold moves. Okay? And so it's really about passion, action, and it's also about purification. And so I've really been noticing that all of the ancient elementals purify in their own way. All of the ancient elementals really transform in their own way. And guess what? We get to embody all 4 of them in our special way, based on our unique astrology, based on our unique blueprint. You know, I can overburn. I can overburn. And I was just at the beach yesterday, and I was playing, and I was just laughing, 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 laughing in the sun. I was slathering myself with sunscreen. And there got to be a point where I was like, literally, I'm overheating. Like, even though I had an umbrella, even though I had so much water, I was like, I'm legit overheating right now. And I need to get out of the sun. Like, I am going to combust. So it's all about harmony and balance and knowing yourself. Like, for me, I'm very prone to getting sunburnt. I'm prone to burn out because I'm a projector in human design. And I have so much fire in my personal natal chart that I just have enough fire, right? Like, I have enough fire within me. Like, people really ask me about motivation and showing up and consistency and all that. And I'm like, I'm a Leo sun that's conjunct my Jupiter in Leo, okay? That's the most fiery expansion possible out of any placement, all right? That's like my natural go-to, okay? So me leaning into my earth placements and and the watery is more of a challenge for me. So that's something I get to embody more in the 3D realm. And that's why I know I'm so obsessed with water, is because I already have so much fire within me. I don't need to go out seeking fire, right? I am the fucking fire. So when we take this element of fire, like natural fire, there's wildfires, there's these redwood trees lighting themselves on fire. We have the fire of the candle burning. It's illumination, it's action, and it shines in the dark. And so the thing about the element of fire is, like, it doesn't matter how dark it is, it will shine. It doesn't matter. And so when we bring this into our current day, I'm recording this on February 12th, 2024. The genocide in the Middle East continues, and it's just horrendous. It's horrendous. And it's like, we must tap into the fire element of our passion and shining our lights in times of darkness. Okay? We must. This is required, and this is an ancient elemental. People are like, shine your light, shine your light, shine your light. What does that mean? You got to be tapped into your inner fire. There must be a potent, unshakable relationship with the fire within you, with the fire of the human spirit, with the fire of humanity, with the fire of the heart, that no matter what's happening in the external circumstance, we don't allow it to go out. And actually, we carry the torch. We carry the torch for those who are in true peril, that can't carry it for themselves. We carry the torch for our bloodline, for generations past and future. It's carrying the torch. It's a sacred warrior. That's fire. Okay. And so when we get into, there's the astrology of the element of fire, which is a very specific way that you can really study and access these energies. Okay. There's cardinal, fixed, and mutable. Cardinal is the expression of every element that's here to lead, that's here to start. Fixed is the expression of the element that's here to sustain. And mutable is the expression of the element that's here to alchemize, that's here to change. All right. So it's start, sustain, change. Aries starts the whole zodiac based in action. It's bold moves. It's like, I don't ask permission, I ask forgiveness, maybe if I feel like it, and it's in integrity. Most of the time I don't need to, though. All right, that's Aries. Leo is the leader, sustains the fire. It's courage, it's the lion. So when we bring it to animals, Aries is the ram. You literally ram your head into your goals until they happen. With fire, with passion. There's a huge difference between aggression and passion. And so there's way too much unhealed masculine energy with a lot of fire on this planet. And that's why we're going through what we're going through right now. That's why Chiron is in Aries. Chiron is the wounded healer in Aries. That's why. That's why this is all happening. So the animal for Leo, we really are being called to transform and step into a more integrous relationship with the ancient elemental of fire right now. And something that the spiritual community has done for so long that is deeply wrong and a very deep program is not allow the inner fire of passion to stoke you into action. A better world is not going to be built in meditation. A better world, I mean, that's where it starts, right? Your relationship with you and the truth. But here's the thing. People are like, I'm doing all the healing. I'm doing all the practices. It's like, what for though? What for? What are you doing it for? There must be an action that matches the messages you receive. Without it, it means nothing. And I say that with love, and I say that with responsibility, and I say that with my own inner fire that's getting stoked the more I talk about it, because it's like, there's a lot going on this planet that's not okay with me. And if you are resonating with me in my work, I bet it's not okay with you either. And this is where we tap into the element of fire. This is where Kali energy comes in. Holy rage. Let yourself be angry. And what's under anger? Grief and a deep, deep, visceral care about something. That's what's underneath anger. If someone's apathetic, that's when you're really in trouble, because it's like, you don't give a shit about anything, then you're checked out of life, man. If you're angry, that means you care. So a lot of people shy away from anger, and I have in the past too, because I was scared of it. I was scared of it. You know, I grew up in a household where, you know, I love my family and my parents very, very much, but like anger was probably like the scariest thing that could happen. And, you know, there was some things that happened that were expressions of anger. And, you know, I feared my own anger. But you know what fire is? It's your power. And so let your anger be fuel for your passion. It's like, yeah, actually, not on my watch. Not on my watch will a genocide occur and I sit here and do nothing. And it doesn't mean that you need to go out there and lead a global movement, but it does mean like, hey, yeah, I say shit when it matters. I don't shy away from it. Like, it's deeply, deeply important. And I align my actions with my values. So if you're someone who has said things that you were going to do again and again and again and again and again, and you don't take action, you have a lot to learn from the ancient elemental of fire. Because the ancient elemental of fire, when we come back to the redwood trees, when the redwood trees knows it's time for change and growth, they literally light themselves on fire. You know how bold that is? Do you know how profound that is? So if you are someone who has said you're going to do something and you don't do it, you have a lot to learn and embody from the ancient elemental of fire. You got to ignite that inner fire, and you got to act on it. You haven't accessed the passion yet. You haven't accessed the drive yet. You have yet to tap into the truth of how much it matters to stir you into your inner fire of not on my watch. Not on my watch will I allow these results in my own life. Not on my watch will I continue this pattern that I know hurts me and others. Not on my watch will I allow myself to participate in the matrix programming that's literally allowing the murders of kids again and again and again and again and again. And, you know, I didn't open this podcast planning to talk so much about genocide or what's going on in the world, but it's like, when I think about the ancient elemental of fire, it's like, what gets me going every morning is that I fucking care. I care. And I have a fire within me that does not stop, that I feed, that I allow to roar. And honestly, I don't really care if I ruffle feathers. I'm not speaking to those people. I'm speaking to you. I'm speaking to you, the one that has the fire within themselves too, that really cares. And I'm igniting you, and I'm bringing you forward, and I'm calling you forward into action on that fire, the ancient elemental fire. Passion comes from nature. Your light is required in the darkness. That's the only way you're going to see the path forward, is through embodying fire. So we have Aries, we have Leo. Leo is fixed fire. This is sustainability. This is where, like, if you were going to look in your chart, it's like, this is where you're here to sustain action. This is where you're here to sustain action. And then finally, Sagittarius is mutable fire. This is where, you know, Sag energy is all about changing things with fire. Change, 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 change. We're going to transmute. We're going to alchemize. We're going to transcend through the fire, through taking action. So literally, it's actually, I love astrology so much. So one of the people that has led the response to the fires here on Maui, which not a lot of people know this, but there's still major things happening with this healing process. And so I have gotten to know one of the people that is leading this whole response, and like bringing food to people that need food, and like housing for people that need housing, and all of this stuff. And, you know, the more I get to know this person, he's a triple Sag. Literally, his sun, moon, and ascendant are in Sagittarius. And it's like, oh yeah, you're here to create change with the fire element. And I'm like, look at what you're doing. You're literally creating change amidst this massive fire. And so that's just one expression, is like, that's Sagittarius is going to be where you can create change through this inner fire. Okay. So one of my deepest passions in my life is wanting, you know, this ancient element of fire. Is I really just want people to know that, like, and I'll get emotional talking about it, but when I think about Sagittarius and the transformation and change that I'm meant to steward here through the element of fire, you know, obviously as a Leo sun, I'm here to just sustain fire and inspiration and joy and passion. And then also with Sagittarius, Sagittarius rules my 8th house in astrology. It's death and rebirth. Okay, it's literally death. And so one of my biggest ways that I facilitate transformation through the element of fire of Sagittarius is reminding everyone that one day you're going to die, and to leave it all on the court, and to not delay action, and to take action. And this is something I learned when I was 16, when I did almost die. I did go to the other side in my car accident, and I was given the opportunity to come back. And I said, I'm going to fully live this life, because all of this is bonus. All of this is bonus. And so that's just another way, if you want to play with your personal chart on how the ancient elemental of fire, how your soul came to express this, this is one way you can. And by the way, if you want a personal one-on-one reading to tap into this stuff, the link is in the show notes, my love. Book your one-on-one reading. So when I tap into this ancient elemental of fire, and I'm just staring at this flame, this burning flame, this candle, it's like it wavers, but it never stops. It's yellow, it's orange, it's glowing, it's warm. I can move my hand through it and it doesn't burn me. It only burns me when I stay still. That's the potency of the fire elemental. I didn't even plan on saying that. Welcome to my channel. Here's the magic of the fire elemental. You can move your hand through it quickly and it doesn't burn you. It only burns you when you stay still. This means take action and purify things through this action. So when I think about, you know, anytime you want to sanitize a needle, you stick it in fire, because when it burns, it's purified, it's changed, it's alchemical. Okay. So how can you use action in your life and this inner fire and this inner passion to sanitize your life, to delete all the bullshit? The more you take action in alignment with your passions, the more random mediocrity, bullshit that was never meant for you, anything unaligned will automatically repel out of your field. when you consistently take action in this regard. And so that's how you can use it. That's how you can use it. So when we tap into this ancient element of fire, it's hot. It's passion. It's also like hot, steamy love passion. It's like, this turns me on. This turns me on. So I'm gonna go get it. All right. I think about, it's the divine masculine. It's the divine king that pursues the queen. So fire doesn't want things. It pursues them. It burns for them. It goes and gets them. All right. So taking all of this and just letting it land in your body, I want you to place your awareness on your chest, in your heart space, and feel the inner fire within you. Because Leo, which is fixed fire, rules the heart. And so a lot of time, this is where anger shows up. This is where love shows up. Like, so much shows up in the heart space. How can you listen to that inner fire and live it and act from it? Fire doesn't talk about stuff. It does it. It does it. So when we apply this to your life as a human being, because obviously you are a beautiful flame of destiny. Also, you're in a human body with a human life, and it's up to you to anchor this in the human expression. So here are just some ways, in the first episode of the Ancient Elementals series, water, I talked about, okay, it's about creating a ceremony with these elements as part of your daily life, as part of your regular existence. Okay. It's about living and operating in that ceremony way of life. So how can you be in ceremony with fire? So here's one thing: burning a candle. Burning a candle is such an easy way to be in consistent relationship with the element of fire. So when I think about my mornings, I get up and I go use the bathroom, and I do my oil pulling because, I'm obsessed with health and Ayurveda and all of the natural healing ways that we just let our bodies heal themselves. And I drink some water. I sit down to write with a candle. And the candle is such a powerful, simple ceremony that is based in the ancient elemental of fire. You think about someone has a fancy dinner, there's candles burning on the table. You go to any religious ceremony ever, they're burning candles, they're burning something. You might be burning sage, you might be burning Palo Santo, you might be doing I'm blanking on the name, a smudge stick. You might be just, people burn candles, people bring fire in, people have bonfires. It's a way to commune around the fire and feel the warmth. People have fireplaces in their homes. And people also burn things to change them, to let go of them, to sanitize their life from things. So a very, very simple way to be in consistent relationship with the element of fire is to burn a candle daily and witness the candle. And here's one of the most powerful things about burning a candle. This is from a shamanic lens. If you don't know, I'm a shaman. My shaman name is White Earth Star. Do not blow a candle out. Use a candle stopper. Is that what it's called? Now I want to Google it because I'm like, what is it called? Snuffer. A snuffer. That's what I was looking for. It's a candle snuffer. Use a candle snuffer because it is a sign of respect. It's a sign of respect for spirit. It's a sign of respect for the candle. It's a sign of respect for the element of fire. We don't just blow it out. you smudge it, you gently cover it, and it extinguishes itself. So you give it autonomy still. You're not just like, this might be extreme, but you're not just like killing it. You know what I mean? You're like, okay, our ceremony is complete. And I just put a cover on it and it extinguishes itself rather than the aggressive, violent blowing it out. Another way to be in relationship with the element of fire is, if you want to write down things and then burn that paper. I do that on fire moons. I teach all about it inside New Earth Temple. So if you want to be in ceremony with me consistently with the moon, join New Earth Temple. That's a very important way that you can just be in relationship with the elemental of fire. So breath work is very fiery. It's a very action-based lion's breath. You're sweating, you're taking action. It's not as much tied to fire as it is breath work. If I had to choose one of the ancient elementals, would obviously be air. However, what fuels a fire? Air. Yup. What fuels a fire? Air. And what puts a fire out? Water. And so, it's really developing a unique relationship with each of the elementals and then seeing how they intersect in your life and how you can use that to your advantage in your life. You know what I'm saying? From a place of reverence, from a place of deep, ancient reverence. So breath work, and it ignites that inner fire within you. It also is like the way that you can use the fire mode is take your action and take your anger and turn it into action. Obviously, don't go do a bunch of random stuff when you're in an angry, unhealed, unregulated state. Center yourself, discover what the deep care is and the deep passion is beneath the anger, and take consistent, bold action on it again and again and again and again and again. This is being in ceremony with the ancient element of fire. And then Mars energy is very connected to fire. Mars is literally like on fire. Basically, Mars is the planet of aggression, war, anger, passion, drive. Sacred warrior. Mars is all about protecting. So using your inner fire to protect the dream, to protect what you care about in this life. Feels like this transmission is complete. My inner fire is stoked. I am so grateful to share this with you. This is the ancient elemental of fire. And so I invite you to take all of this information, let it download into your cells, let it download into your mind, let it download into your body, and integrate it. How can you invite ceremony with the ancient elemental of fire in your everyday life? How can you make your life an expression of fire? What elements from earth, whether it's a redwood tree, whether it's a ram or a lion or a centaur, do you resonate with? Like, are you going to burn a candle? What are you passionate about? And then taking action on all of it. And remembering that fire is here to transmute and change. All of this. I would love to know what landed the most for you. Please write a review if you loved this and let me know. If you desire to go deeper into this work, I currently have a few invitations for you of high touch containers that I'm really, really, really excited about that are all rooted in the ancient elemental codes. So the first one is Homecoming. This is for ancient keepers of the codes. This is for women who are ready to deepen and expand into a darker, more potent octave of what it means to live from the feminine in this life and what it means to lead from the feminine in this life, rooted in the ancient elementals, rooted in intuition, rooted in community. This is for 5 women only. So if this is you, if you feel this resonance, go to the link in the show notes and check it out. And you can message me to apply. I'm also going to drop my email there because I know not everybody has social media. Thank God. And the other big invitation I call you into is one-on-one mentorship. So I currently have spaces open and I am welcoming those leaders who are happy and excited and really hungry to expand into the next version of themselves, not through the old patriarchy way, not through the hustle way, but through deep connection with earth, deep connection with yourself. Obviously, I offer you strategies, obviously systems, but it's like, this is what all the systems are for, to be able to channel the visions that come from this place, to be able to channel the, not even just channel, but anchor into the 3D, the wisdom and the codes and the remembrances that you came here to build for New Earth. So if this is you, go to the link in the show notes. There's an application there. You can even come to Maui and do a dream day with me. And that's where you literally come here. We do adventures, we do healing, we do in-person coaching. I even have a package where it's literally my VIP platinum. It's like the highest touch anything you can have with me. It's where we work together for 6 months and you can come to Maui once a month if you want. And then we get to do in-person stuff once a month. Like, how fucking epic is that? Very, in my opinion, very. I love you so much. I believe in you. I believe in a better world. Go out there and be the fire. Be in ceremony with the fire. Become the fire. Balance, harmonize the fire with all of the energy in your life and make it real. If you want more of my support, take action on any of these invitations, or just simply go to the link in the show notes and discover what's going on in my world and play and explore and take action. Boo. Take action. Go out there, be the change, be the light, which is the fire element. Go make a stranger smile for no reason other than it's fun and magical and the right thing to do. Don't forget how amazing you are. Love yourself more. Be kinder to yourself than you have ever. And let your passions drive the way you live. Love you so much. I believe in you. I believe in living from the ancient ways. And I will see you next time on A Better World with Adrienne.